It was a hot summer Saturday night in late June when Detective Chief Marcus Thompson, a 23-year veteran of the Oakwood Heights Police Department, pulled into Maple Lane after a long double shift. At 47, Marcus had seen it all: robberies, gang attacks, domestic disputes. But nothing could have readied him for what awaited him at his front door. As his patrol car crested the corner, the thudding of deafening music shook his windows. His heart sank. His backyard, his sanctuary, was under siege. Dozens of teenagers were partying in his own private backyard. They splashed in his infinity pool, trampled his rose garden, turned his outdoor kitchen into their buffet line. Red Solo cups, pizza boxes, beer cans. His teak furniture laid waste. A full-on DJ booth sat next to the fire pit. It was not a prank. It was an invasion. Marcus sat in his cruiser, agog. The audacity. Someone had broken into his home to host a graduation party. But Marcus was a pro. He inhaled deeply, smoothed his uniform, and walked in through the side gate. The smell of pot, booze, and hubris greeted him like a wall. Teens didn't even notice the uniformed cop until he ripped the power plug out of the DJ. Silence swept the yard. Dozens of inebriated teenagers spun and stared. "Party's over," Marcus asserted, voice slicing with authority. "This is a private house. You're all trespassers." A lanky, inebriated teenage boy in a prep polo stumbled towards him. "What's your deal, man? It's graduation time. Chill out." Marcus answered softly, "This is my house." The kid laughed. "No way you reside here. You the security guard or something?" There it was, the racism Marcus had grown used to, but never hardened to. "I'm Detective Chief Marcus Thompson," he announced, holding out his badge, "and you're trespassing on my property." Several kids moved back, but others came to the aid of their leader, whom Marcus soon realized was Ethan Harper, the son of a well-known local attorney. Ethan advanced, sneering, "You're just another—" Then he punched Marcus in the face. Hard. The yard froze. Phones came out, snapping. Ethan wasn't sorry. He was proud. Marcus's hand hit his cheek. In 23 years, he'd been cursed at, spat at, but never slapped by an arrogant kid in his own backyard. His voice was steel. "Dispatch, this is Chief Thompson. I need units at 742 Maple Lane. Multiple juveniles trespassing. Assault on an officer. Send units." Ethan's bluster melted. Wait, this is insane. You can't do this." "You just assaulted a police officer," Marcus said. "On video, with racial slurs. You're getting charged with a felony." Some teens fled. Others were too drunk or too entitled to realize how deep the trouble was. "My mom's a lawyer," Ethan screamed. "She's gonna sue you." Marcus just sighed. "She's going to have a fun morning." Minutes later, patrol cars screeched into the driveway. Officers Rivera and Coleman entered the yard. "Start with him," Marcus indicated, nodding his head towards Ethan. "Trespassing, assault, hate crime enhancement." Soon his second-in-command, Detective Sarah Langston, arrived. She looked over the scene. Trashed garden beds, shattered lights, Marcus's bruised face. "Start at the start," she said. "He assaulted me," Marcus said, "and used racial slurs. There are recordings. They recorded their own crime." Then out of nowhere, a black Mercedes veered up to the curb. Slams open doors. Out burst Vanessa Harper, Ethan's mother, soaked in designer clothes, screaming into her phone. "Where's my son? What have you done to him?" she screamed, spotting Ethan in the squad car. "You're harassing my boy. Let him go now." Marcus stepped forward. "Ma'am, I'm Chief Thompson. Your son is being arrested." Vanessa laughed. "You? Chief? Come on, he's a good kid. What did you do to provoke him?" "I told him to leave my property," Marcus replied, deadpan. She glanced around the yard. "Your property? A police officer owns this house?" Additional racist incredulity. "Yes, I've had it since 2009. It's mine. All that they burned." Vanessa wasn't through. She took out her phone and began live streaming. "This is reverse racism," she yelled. "This black cop is railroading my son because he's white and successful." Thousands saw it, but her arguments were quickly discredited in the comments. Viewers shared public property records, Marcus's professional history, and video of the assault. Ethan's own slurring voice slurs, a hashtag trended by morning, # Karen v. Chief. When Marcus responded calmly to her stream, "Your story trespassed, destroyed $8,000 worth of property, and assaulted me on camera. Everything's recorded." Vanessa was flabbergasted, then lost her mind. "These are lies. You don't live here. These are fake papers." Officer Rivera handed her a paper property report. She crumpled it up and screamed about conspiracies. But the internet didn't believe her. The viral video hit 10 million views. Ethan was faced with assaulting a cop, trespassing, underage drinking, marijuana use, and hate crime enhancement. Vanessa was charged with interference, slander, and cyberbullying. The department sued them both and settled for damages, attorney fees, and public apology. Then the internet began digging. They found Ethan's past social media rants full of slurs, Vanessa's rants against diversity in the schools, HOA complaints aimed at families of color. Vanessa got fired, Ethan got expelled from Crestwood Academy, and lost all of his college acceptances. Things got worse, though. The IRS arrived. Their lavish lifestyle didn't match their tax forms. Their dream house was auctioned off to pay back taxes. A federal probe of civil rights discovered a series of racial harassment directed by the Harpers. But something unexpected came into play as well. At the community center where Ethan was sentenced to do 500 hours, he was assigned under the tutelage of Mrs. Evelyn Carter, an 82-year-old volunteer. She did not tolerate excuses, but she gave him a second chance. Ethan changed. He passed his GED, went to community college, and began lecturing on racism, using his own video as an example. He became a youth mentor and promised to teach in poor communities. While all this was going down, Vanessa began a podcast, Canceled Karen, raging about conspiracy theories. She was now a fringe joke, estranged from her son. Chief Marcus Thompson, he was asked by the Department of Justice to lead a task force on police-community relations. He wed a trauma therapist named Dr. Lisa Coleman and started a scholarship for future officers. His house, renovated, beautiful again, was now a beacon not of hatred, but of justice. What began as a night of hate became a story about responsibility, redemption, and the fact that no matter how loud the lies, the truth wins. If this story resonated with you, if it made you think, made you angry, or gave you hope, click that like button, subscribe to more stories of real justice, and comment below. Do you think that Ethan deserved a second chance? What would you have done if you were Chief Marcus? Share this video with someone who still believes one voice can make a difference. And remember, racism has consequences. Justice doesn't care about privilege, only truth. Choose growth over hate.